So, you're thinking about getting a new TV. You walk into the store, and right away, two big 65-inch screens grab your attention. One's an Insignia QLED for just $329, and the other is a Sony BRAVIA OLED, but it's a whopping $1,499. At first glance, they both seem to have what you want: 4K resolution, smart features, and a seriously impressive size. On paper, it almost looks like you're just picking between two different brands. But then you notice the price difference. Sony's is more than 4 times the cost. So what's really going on here? Is it just about paying extra for a fancy name, or is there something else that makes the Sony so much pricier? This is the classic tech question. Do you go for something that's good enough, or do you treat yourself to the best, even if it means spending a lot more? When you see that extra $1,170 on the price tag, you can't help but wonder, what are you actually getting for all that extra cash? Is it just a cooler logo, or does it really make a difference in your living room? The answer isn't just about specs and numbers, it's about the whole experience. How the TV makes movie nights more fun, how awesome your games look, and even how it fits in with your home's style. In this video, we'll break down what really sets these two TVs apart. We'll go beyond the marketing buzzwords and get to the heart of what you're actually paying for. Is value just about getting the lowest price, or is it about making sure you get the best experience for your needs and your lifestyle? The Insignia and Sony aren't just two TVs. They're two totally different ways to think about buying tech. One is about stretching your dollar, the other is about going all in for the ultimate. By the end of this chapter, you'll know exactly where your money goes, and whether splurging on the high-end model is really worth it for you. Let's jump in and see what 4 times the price actually gets you. Alright, let's make sense of the tech behind two of the most popular TVs out there, QLED and OLED. If you've ever walked into an electronics store and felt totally lost staring at a wall of screens, trust me, you're not alone. The differences can seem like a lot, but once you get the basics, picking the right TV gets way easier. So, let's start with QLED. You'll see this tech in brands like Insignia and Samsung. QLED stands for Quantum Dot Light Emitting Diode. But don't worry, you don't need to remember that. Basically, it's a fancier version of the regular LED TV. There's an LED backlight that shines through a layer of quantum dots, tiny particles that light up in super precise colors. The result? QLED TVs are super bright and colorful, which really helps if your room gets a lot of sunlight. But here's the thing, since the backlight is always on, even when the screen should be totally black, QLEDs can have a tough time showing those deep, inky blacks. In a dark room, you might notice that black parts of the picture look more like dark gray, especially during those moody movie scenes at night. Now, OLED is a whole different story. Each pixel in an OLED TV is its own tiny light, and it can turn on or off all by itself. Brands like Sony and LG use this tech, and it means every pixel can go completely black or shine super bright, depending on what's on the screen. That's why OLEDs are famous for their perfect blacks and amazing contrast. You won't see that blooming effect you sometimes get with QLEDs, where bright stuff kind of glows into the dark areas. If you're watching a starry sky or a dark movie scene, you'll spot the difference right away. QLEDs really shine, literally, in bright rooms. Their strong backlights keep the picture looking clear and colorful, even if your living room is full of sunlight. That makes them a great pick for family spaces, or anywhere with big windows. On the flip side, OLEDs are the champs when it comes to dark rooms. If you love movie nights, or want that true home theater vibe, OLED's deep blacks and rich contrast make everything look super cinematic. So what's the real difference? QLEDs are all about brightness and bold color, making them super flexible for any lighting. OLEDs, though, give you that next-level depth and realism, especially when it comes to contrast and shadows. Thanks to their pixel-by-pixel control, OLEDs make everything pop, whether you're gaming, watching sports, or catching the latest blockbuster. Fast action and tiny details both look incredible. To sum it up, QLED is about value, versatility, and brightness, while OLED is all about pure, jaw-dropping picture quality. The right choice really depends on your room, your habits, and what you care about most. Both have their perks, and honestly, the way they look and feel is pretty different. It's not just about the specs, it's about how you want to watch TV. So, let's dive in and see what you actually get for your money, and figure out which TV might be the perfect fit for your home. So, what do you actually get for $329 these days? Well, the Insignia QF series gives you a huge 65-inch 4K QLED screen. Pretty amazing for the price, right? Thanks to quantum dot tech, the colors really pop, way better than you'd expect at this price. And with Fire TV OS, everything feels super familiar and easy to use, with all your favorite streaming apps ready to go. The voice remote with Alexa is a nice touch. Just ask and you'll find what you want in no time. For everyday stuff like Netflix, YouTube, or just catching live TV, it totally gets the job done. Of course, there are a few compromises. Picture processing is pretty basic, it's not super bright, and in a dark room the blacks look more gray than true black. You might notice some motion blur during fast action scenes, and the build is all plastic, nothing fancy, but honestly, it's perfect for students, family rooms, or anyone who just wants a big screen without spending a fortune. And if your room is nice and bright, those little flaws are hardly noticeable. For most people, the Insignia is just plain good enough. And that's not a bad thing. Sure, it's not a home theater masterpiece, but you're getting a ton of TV for your money. And honestly, for a lot of folks, that's really all that matters. Let's take a look at the $1,499 Sony BRAVIA 8 OLED. This isn't just any TV, it's what happens when top-notch tech meets beautiful design. Right away, the BRAVIA 8 grabs your attention and instantly upgrades the vibe of any room. It just feels fancy and modern. The OLED panel is a game-changer. You get those perfect blacks and amazing contrast, so movies look almost three-dimensional. Every shadow and highlight pops, and you'll notice details you've never seen before, even in movies you've watched 100 times. Sony's Cognitive Processor XR is like having a super smart assistant for your TV. It doesn't just crank up the colors or sharpen things, it actually figures out how we see and hear, and tweaks every frame, so everything looks and feels real. Motion is super smooth too. Even older HD shows look sharp and clear. Whether you're watching sports, action movies, or gaming, everything moves naturally. No annoying blur or stutter. The Google TV OS is quick and easy to use. It pulls together all your streaming apps and gives you personalized picks, so finding something to watch is a breeze. The design is seriously sleek, razor-thin bezels, metal touches, and a minimalist look. It fits right in with any decor, but still stands out as something special. You can tell it's built to last too. And get this, the screen itself is the speaker, thanks to Acoustic Surface Audio Plus. Sound comes right from where the action is, so it feels like you're right in the middle of everything. This TV is made for everyone, movie buffs, gamers, or anyone who just wants a great experience. Whether you're hosting a movie night, playing the latest games, or just chilling with your favorite show, it makes everything feel a little more special. If you're into gaming, you'll love the 4K at 120 Hz, VRR, and ALLM. Games look crisp, feel super responsive, and there's barely any lag, perfect for next-gen consoles. Honestly, this TV is a real showstopper. It's for people who notice the little things and want their space to feel a bit more luxurious and high-tech. It's more than just a screen, it's an experience. Every time you turn it on, you'll remember why you went for the best. If you want top-tier everything, the BRAVIA 8 OLED is hard to beat. It's made for folks who want the best of the best. But is it really worth the price? Let's see how it compares to the competition. Alright, let's line up the specs and see what we're working with. Both TVs are 65-inch 4K models, so they look pretty similar at first glance, but that's where the similarities stop. The Sony really shines when it comes to contrast, picture processing, HDR, smooth motion, and gaming features. But Insignia's got two big things going for it: an awesome price and the super easy Fire TV interface. If you love movies, Sony's Dolby Vision support is a real treat. Plus, Sony's 120 Hz refresh rate means smoother action for sports and gaming. Insignia's 60 Hz just can't keep up, and with Sony's screen-as-speaker tech, you get more immersive sound. Insignia sticks with the basics here, so the numbers make it clear. One TV is all about value, and the other is built for top-notch performance. Let's talk about the Insignia QF series QLED. The best thing about this TV? The price. You're getting a 65-inch QLED for just $329. That's pretty hard to beat. Thanks to quantum dot tech, the colors really pop, and the Fire TV OS makes streaming and finding your favorite apps super simple. It's a great pick for casual watching, family rooms, or even as a second TV in the house. Of course, there are some downsides. Contrast isn't the best, blacks can look a bit gray, and you might notice some blooming and dark scenes. You'll also see some motion blur, and it doesn't have those fancy gaming features you find on pricier models. The build is pretty basic, lots of plastic, nothing too fancy. It can struggle a bit in really bright rooms, or super dark spaces. Upscaling and processing are just okay, not amazing, but not terrible either. So if you're a hardcore gamer or a movie buff, this probably isn't the TV for you. But honestly, for everyday use, it's a fantastic deal, especially for families, or anyone on a budget. If you want a big screen without spending a ton, this one's tough to beat. Just keep in mind what you're trading off for that awesome price. Let's talk about the Sony BRAVIA 8 OLED. It's all about delivering an amazing experience. Thanks to its OLED panel and top-notch processing, you get stunning picture quality. Think perfect blacks, super vibrant colors, and motion that just looks real. Gamers, you're covered too. 120 Hz refresh, VRR, and ALLM mean your games look and feel fantastic. The Google TV system is quick and packed with content, so finding something to watch is a breeze. Plus, the Acoustic Surface Audio Plus and that premium build really make it stand out from the crowd. The catch? The price tag, $1,499, is definitely a big spend. You're really paying extra for that last bit of perfection. Keep in mind, OLEDs don't get quite as bright as the best QLEDs, and there's a small chance of burn-in if you leave static images up for too long. For most people though, these are pretty minor things. If you want that top-tier home cinema vibe, this TV is hard to beat. So, which TV should you pick? Go for the Insignia if you want a big screen without spending a ton, mostly watch TV for fun or background noise, or need an extra TV for a bedroom or playroom. It's perfect for bright rooms, or if you just want a TV that does its job without being the star of the show. But if you're a movie buff, love that home theater vibe, or you're a serious gamer who wants top-notch picture and sound, the Sony is calling your name. It's made for folks who watch in darker rooms and really care about getting the best quality. If you mostly catch up on the news or YouTube, the Insignia will do just fine. But if you want that wow factor movie night, the Sony is totally worth it. Just think about your space and how you watch TV. The best TV is the one that fits your life and makes you happy. So, is it really worth spending over 4 times more for the Sony? For some folks, the answer is a big yes. The Insignia is honestly a fantastic deal. Big, colorful, and easy on your wallet. It's great for everyday shows and perfect if you're watching your budget. But the Sony is for anyone who wants something a little extra. The picture, sound, and build quality are on another level. It's an upgrade for anyone who truly loves watching TV. That extra $1,170, it gets you a real home theater vibe. If you care about picture quality, you'll notice the difference every single time you turn it on. But if you just want a big screen for less, the Insignia will do the trick. If you're after the best of the best though, the Sony is totally worth it. In the end, it all comes down to what matters most to you.